So, this is going to be my new compost area here, out towards the camera. What I'm going to basically do is use the pallets that I've got over there to create two bays, one which will open this way and then one nearer the camera which will open that way. What I need to do first is just get rid of some of these weeds. The ground's relatively clear, but obviously what I don't really want is just kind of have my compost on top of weeds, so we'll clear some of those and then we'll get cracking. Now that may or may not be enough room. Just realised that not only can you see my shadow, you can see the shadow of the camera on top of the fork. So sorry about that, but it's about the only place I can put the camera where you can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is just try and start to position the pallets. They're virtually freestanding, they're fixed with a couple of nails, but that's all. And I'll do the far one first, because that's going to be made out of the new pallets, and then I need to move things across and do quite a bit just to get that ready, and then the second one may or may not go in today depending on how we get on for time, but I'll keep the camera running so you can see what's going on. Take you off the tripod, so you probably haven't been able to see a lot of that, but basically what we've got is now a bay, so exactly the same principle as those. A bay, as I said, I've tried to keep the more closed inside, so you see I've got a side which is more covered than the other, and that's just material saving for what they're really designed for, which is transporting goods. So the goods would be stacked on this side. There's a few nails sticking out, I need to do some tidying up, but basically what I will do is now fix this with nails top and bottom on both sides. I'll also put I'll take you over to this one. I'll might not do this today, but is make some shuttering to go on the front. But what I need to do, this is full, as you can see, with stuff being composted. So that's mostly this year's material. So basically anything that I haven't taken home to eat or isn't a weed. This one's relatively empty. But what I want to do is move the contents of this bin into the first of the new bins, move all of this stuff in the same way as I have here, just so that we can start to dismantle those as we go. And then the other little green one is just a standalone one anyway, so that'll move in due course. But these need fixing, and then they need lining. Now you can probably see on this one I've just lined them with compost sacks or fertiliser sacks, whatever I've got, opened on three sides and spread out, and then just staple gunned on. In this case what I'll do is use this is just weed control matting, which I've had in the roof of my garage for quite some time not doing anything, so I thought I would use it for this, as this is a brand new bin, and we'll see how we get on. But that's the plan. So in the meantime what I'm going to do, I say, is just nail these together and then get the weed control matting on the inside, and I'll bring you back when I've done that, I think. So just to show you a little bit of progress, these are all now nailed together. I've just used nails top, middle and bottom, because each pallet has got one of these here in the middle and on the bottom, so fix them like that, and then just put the weed control fabric. I haven't finished this by any means yet, because it's obviously, as you can see, a little bit saggy, needs tightening up, but just stapled with a staple gun, and I'll take that round, all the way around, assuming that there's enough. I think there's enough on that roll, but we'll just make sure. If not, it'll be finished with fertiliser sacks like the old one. So I'll bring you back when there's a bit more to show. So we're a day later, or even 2 days later actually, and hopefully you can see that we've finished the bulk of the build. So this is the brand new bin. Got all the siding on, got the compost in. I've actually turned it so the better stuff is on the top, so I might even be able to use some of that. It looks really good. Got some shutters on the front. These just, he says, pull out, so they just slide out and then in theory slide back in. They're quite a tight fit because they need to be, but that means I can, as it fills up, I can put a shutter in and still, up to a certain point, be able to tip a barrow over the top of it if I need to, and it just stops it from falling out onto the path, which would not be very neighbourly of me really, would it? This one is the second one. I haven't lined this one yet. I didn't have enough of the well, two reasons. I didn't have enough of the weed suppressing matting, and also I ran out of staples in the staple gun, so I've got to go and get some more staples. But this one will have to be done with fertiliser sacks. You can probably see the remains of the old ones there, and also I need to tidy up some of the bits. I've just used it as a storage bin for now, and then this one I've moved and emptied. It was about half full, and I've just added that to the main bin because it was pretty well composted anyway, but there's still a few leaves and things in there that haven't rotted down. Now all I've got to do is get rid of the remains. So I brought the car with me today. Plan is to barrow as much of this across as I can, and then I've got to tidy up this site here, get rid of some of the remains of the grass, because it had a path round it, which I don't really need now, or don't want even. I want to open up from the back of the bins here all the way across to the main path, which is a shared path, but I don't need the one there, so I can extend the beds by about a foot 18 inches across the paths. I think I'm probably going to use this area for my pumpkins and courgettes this year, because it should be really good soil because it's had years and years worth of compost on top of it, and also it means that I don't have to worry too much about the weeds, because the pumpkins and things will cover that quite readily. That's the plan anyway, but for now I need to get on and get rid of the rubbish and make a bit of a start on clearing the edges. So I'm going to close this video now. I hope it's kind of been a useful video if you're thinking of building a compost bin yourself, giving you some ideas. As I say, you don't have to use pallets, you can use any wood really, or any material. I mean, you could even make it out of sort of plastic or corrugated iron sheets. If I walked around the plot site, I mean, there's one over there, you can see, that's made out of corrugated iron. It's just basically roofing sheets See if we can zoom in a bit more. There we go. So yeah, you could build it something like that, or like the one next to it out of pallets. So there's lots of options, but again, this is very much a how I rather than a how to. So as I say, I hope you found it useful. If you have been, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.